Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Morning.
Morning, Madam Clerk.
Good morning, Judge.
Good morning.
Madam Clerk is gonna start checking you in.
Yeah, I see Mr. Glasser has a sentencing cornered. Is anybody ready with their clients?
I'm ready.
I'm ready. I'm Mr. Cooner. It's here.
And I'm ready for the sentencing.
I'm ready on the Maria Lara case.
All right, what's the second person who spoke? I didn't hear what you said.
Mr. Phillips, Michael Phillips.
All right, and then I heard Phillips, Cornered, and Glass, right?
Yeah, Jolene.
And then I've got Maria Lara.
Are you ready with that?
Yeah, she's not going to appear. She's in the hospital, so we'll have to waive her presence.
I'm ready. I'm the prosecutor on that. Good morning.
Okay, I'll let the judge know that then.
Thank
you. Later. Say that name again, Maria.
Lara, L-A-R-A.
Okay, yeah, she's in a double file. Okay.
And good morning. This is APA Casey. I'm a prosecutor on People versus Roman McBurrows. I see him in the courtroom, but I don't see his attorney yet.
I need an attorney as well.
I might have to dip away to Judge Bills, but if I do, I'll be back. It's just for an arraignment and a blind draw. If I dip away, I'll be right back.
An arraignment?
In Judge Bills' courtroom.
Oh, okay. All right. Is anybody here on where?
We don't have a file.
Okay. All right, just a few things ready, Judge. One of them, which the defendant, they need to waive her presence, so let me get that file.
Okay.
Laura. Parties on Laura?
Yes.
Are we recording?
Yes, we're on.
Okay. All right, we're on the record with the matter of People versus Maria Lara. This is case 20-1729-01FH. This matter before the court is a pretrial. Appearances, please.
Good morning, Your Honor. Andrea McCrae, appearing on behalf of the people, P number 83698.
Good morning, Your Honor. Romy Mezzi, P68245 on behalf of Maria Lara. Your Honor, I'm going to ask the court to waive her presence. I just learned yesterday, I actually spoke with her. She's at Beaumont Hospital in Oakwood. She was admitted there on May 12th.
Okay. Good morning, first to both of you. Ms. McCrae, you have any objection?
I do not, Judge.
Okay, the court will waive her presence. What do we have, Ms. Lara, up for today?
Well, this
Where
was
are we on Ms. Lara?
Yeah, this was a final conference. She has a co-defendant who's now in custody again. You know, there have been some developments in this case. I've talked to Ms. McCrae, and I really don't think we're trial ready. I think she'd agree with me on that. If we can maybe set another date.
Okay, when did this take place? Let's see. All right, so we'll give you another date. This is the 2020 case. Let's take it out to June. A date in June, not June 9th or June 4th. What do we have on June 11th?
June 11th, so far you have 20 cases, Your Honor.
Oh, no. What about June 16th?
15,
June 18th?
12.
June 18th.
June 18th is the next pretrial.
Your Honor, I'm not going to be here June 18th. That week of the 14th, I'm actually on vacation.
Okay, what's the following week, the 23rd?
The Friday is the 25th, the 23rd is the Wednesday, and it's 14 cases on that day, 10 on the 25th.
June 25th.
All right, how about June 25th?
I can do that.
Fine.
Okay, I'm gonna put a note in here that, I'm gonna look for some kind of resolution on that date or either preparing for trial readiness, okay?
Understood,
Yes,
Judge.
Your Honor.
Okay, all right, this matter's concluded.
Thank you, Judge. Have a great weekend.
You too.
Thank you, Ms. McCray.
Thank you. Have a good one.
Take care.
Custody, huh?
Say that again.
The co-defendant's in custody.
Yeah, that's my understanding.
And Judge, the co-defendant, I asked for a hearing to be heard on the co-defendant on Thursday, your next in custody date.
On the 20th?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you.
Do you have the pre-sentence report for Cooner?
What's the last name?
Kunnert, I think that's.
Yes, I do.
Okay. Parties ready on the sentencing for Cooner?
Ready.
Ready?
Print out the brief, so please follow along. All right, for the record, calling People versus William Joseph Cooner. This is case 21-1547. This is the date and time scheduled for sentencing. Appearances, please.
Good morning, Your Honor. Andrea McCray appearing on behalf of the people, number 83698.
Good morning, Your Honor. For the record, Jeffrey Glazer, P46892, on behalf of Mr. Cooner, who is here via Zoom, Judge, asking to waive his physical presence for today's sentencing.
You said you doing what? I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
Asking to waive his physical presence for today's sentencing.
Oh, okay. I thought you said waiving his presence. Okay. Where's Mr. Cooner? Mr. Cooner? You're on mute, Mr. Cooner.
Yes, I got it. Okay. Hello.
All right. Hello. Good morning. State your name for the record.
William Joseph Cooner.
All right. This is the date, time, and place set for sentencing in this matter. Mr. Cooner, do you agree to be sentenced over Zoom?
Yes, I do, ma'am.
Okay. All right. That being the case, have the parties had an opportunity to review the pre-sentence investigation report?
Yes, Judge, I did have a chance to review the report. It is factually correct and accurate. There's no additions, deletions, or changes. My client and I have gone over it.
All right, Ms. McCray, have you gone over the report? Are there any corrections, deletions, or additions?
Yes, Judge. So I have 3 corrections. Starting with correction number 1, on the cover page, it says habitual third in the under final charges, but we withdrew the habitual third. So I think it would be more fair to strike that out.
No objection.
Okay, the court will strike habitual third and initial. Okay,
Okay, under evaluation and plan,
okay,
paragraph 1, it says attempted. It wasn't a plea to attempt, and it again says the habitual third. So I think we just need to cross those 2 out.
okay.
No objection.
And breaking and entering a building with intent. No attempt, okay. Court is gonna cross that out and cross out the habitual third. Okay,
And then the guidelines they list in the 6th paragraph are not the same that they list on the sentencing guideline page. I believe they're 0 to 25, but if we want to address that in a minute, I understand.
okay, right, we'll address that in a minute. Okay, anything else to the body of the report?
No, Your Honor, thank you.
All right, Mr. Cooner, did you go over this pre-sentence report with your attorney?
Yes, I did.
Okay, and outside of the changes we just made, well, clearly you all went over it, but you all didn't realize that the charge was incorrect or that you had a habitual third offense, Mr. Cooner, and defense counsel? That's important. All
No,
right.
right.
Outside of the changes we just made, is there anything else in this report that is not accurate?
No, Judge.
Okay, all right. It's true and accurate from here on out, Mr. Cooner?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, as respect to the guidelines, let's go to that. I am showing that the guidelines are 0 to 25. Are there any changes with respect to the PRVs?
Not from the people.
Defense?
No, Judge.
All right, 25, level D. Any changes to the OBs?
No.
No, Judge.
All right, so that's level 1, guideline 0 to 25, is that correct?
Yes.
Yes, Judge.
Okay, so where's the change, Ms. McCray?
So under evaluation and plan, it's paragraph 6.
I'm sorry, which paragraph?
It's the last one right before the graph. So paragraph 6.
Oh, I see it. 0 to 25 months. Okay. Anything else?
At this time, Your Honor, the people would move to withdraw the habitual third offense notice.
Okay.
No objection.
No objection, I assume, and court will withdraw the notice habitual third offense. Anything else from the people?
No, Judge. We just ask that you adopt the sentence agreement. Thank you.
Defense, is there anything you'd like to say on behalf of your client at this time?
Judge, my client's motivated to get through the probationary period. I don't think you're going to see him back here. I'm asking that you adopt the sentence agreement and sentence him accordingly.
Okay. And Mr. Pronounce your name, is it Cooner?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, Mr. Cooner, anything you'd like to say to the court prior to the court imposing sentence?
No, ma'am.
All right, the court will sentence you pursuant to the sentence agreement. The agreement was to 2 years of probation. Agreed to pay $150 to Hussein, H as in Henry, U, S as in Sam, E-I-N as in Nancy, Hamad, H as in Henry, A-M as in Mary, A-D-E, or Franklin Square Apartments. The defendant is not to have contact with Hussein, Hamad, or Franklin Square Apartments. There's 2 days jail credit, is that correct?
Yes,
Yes.
Judge.
All right, there's 2 years probation. You must comply with the requirements of alcohol testing directed by the field agent. You must not attempt to submit any fraudulent or adulterated samples for testing. You must not hinder, obstruct, tamper, or otherwise interfere with testing procedures. And you must present proper identification at the time of testing. You must comply with the requirements of drug testing directed by the field agent. Are there any allegations of drug use with respect to this issue?
Judge, I believe so. I believe that might have been the inherent issue, if I recall correctly, but correct me if I'm wrong.
Okay. You must not attempt to submit any fraudulent or adulterated samples for testing. You must not hinder, obstruct, tamper, or otherwise interfere with the testing. You must present proper identification at the time of the testing. You must complete outpatient or residential substance abuse treatment if you are referred or when you are referred by the field agent, if that happens. You must complete a substance abuse assessment when you are referred by the field agent. You must make genuine efforts to find and maintain legitimate employment of a minimum 30 hours per week. Mr. Cooner, are you working?
No, I'm receiving unemployment right now
Okay, and how long does that last?
till September.
Okay, well, once you finish receiving that unemployment in September, the court is going to indicate that you need to contact, do you have a pen, sir?
Yes, I do.
Well, let me ask you this. What city do you live in?
Farmington Hills.
Okay, never mind. You can put the pen away. This program is not for individuals that are in Farmington Hills. Okay.
Okay.
So so after your unemployment, I would suggest you probably start looking for now. You need to maintain a minimum of 30 hours per week unless engaged in an alternative program approved by the field agent. You must provide ongoing verification of employment or alternative program to the field agent. You shall not give reason to be terminated or voluntarily terminate your employment or alternative program unless you obtain written permission from the field agent. You must pay restitution in the amount of $150 as follows. As I've already indicated who you're paying that to.
Mhm.
You must execute a wage assignment to pay restitution if you are employed and miss 2 regularly scheduled payments. You must pay $68 state costs as ordered by the court. You must pay crime victims of $130, $330 a month for supervision fee. You must pay $1,300 in court costs. Since you are on unemployment right now, I'm going to reduce that to $600.
Thank you, Judge.
And you must pay $400 in attorney fees. According to the probation department, you would benefit from substance abuse treatment, which is indicated as part of your probation. That if you are assessed and you need treatment, you need to do that. Also, I need to inform you that if you have completed all the required programming, the probation department could notify this court that you're eligible for early discharge from probation, which could be in a year.
Okay.
If the probation department does not notify the sentencing court as required, then you can yourself contact the court and indicate that you believe that you are eligible for early termination from probation, as long as you have not had any violations for the 3 months preceding the time that you notify the court. Okay, Mr. Cooner?
Okay.
All right. Also, it is my duty to inform you that you have a right to request leave to appeal from the Court of Appeals to appeal your plea and sentence.
Mhm.
If you are unable to appoint an attorney to prepare the post-conviction motions or perfect an appeal, this court will appoint an attorney for you at public expense and will provide that attorney with such portions of the transcript as the attorney may require to prepare the motions on appeal. If you are further advised that if you wish to file an appeal or motion, the request on an appointment of attorney must be made in writing and filed with the clerk of this court within 42 days of today's date. Because we are on Zoom, the clerk will email the advice of appellate rights form to your attorney, who will forward it to you. Does your attorney have permission to initial the form on your behalf, acknowledging your receipt of the form, Mr. Cooner?
Yes, he does.
All right. This is the form that you will file with the clerk of this court within 42 days of today's date. That's if you wish to appeal and need to have counsel appointed for you. If you do not wish to appeal, you do not need to send that form in. You need to contact probation once you finish here today. Let me give you that number. Are you ready?
Yes, ma'am.
313
Okay.
456
456
4600.
4600. Okay.
All right. Anything further from the parties?
No, Judge.
I just have a question. What was the total like court cost? What does that all add up to? Because I have a $2,000 bond.
I don't know.
Judge, can he take it
The
out of his
clerk-
bond?
The court clerk said that she will.
It's 1348. That's the
Okay.
total, 1348.
So Judge, he's asking that they take it out of his bond and then he could have the balance, whatever's left.
I mean, if they can do that, I don't know the rules for that, but they can do it. Remember, there's a restitution too of $150.
Yeah, I added that in.
Correct.
You did. Okay, that's all added in.
Thank you so much,
All
Your Honor.
right.
Have a great weekend. I'm going to email
Thank
your
you,
clerk.
you too. Mr.
I'm gonna-
Cooner, good luck to you.
All right. Thank you, ma'am.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, Judge. Thank you, Ms.
Bye.
McCray.
This matter is concluded. All right.
All right, parties ready on glass. I'm sorry, not glass. Parties ready on Phillips.
Ready?
Yes.
Okay. For the record, calling People versus Michael Phillips. This is case 20-57101FH. This matter before the court is a pretrial. Appearances, please.
Good morning, Your Honor. Andrea McCray appearing on behalf of the people, P number 83698.
Good morning, Your Honor. Jihad Kadaf, P 82492, appearing on behalf of Michael Phillips for today's pretrial via Zoom.
All right, good morning to everyone. Is Mr. Phillips on the call?
No, Your Honor. Unfortunately, Mr. Phillips is deceased. I have obtained information both from the family stating the fact that he has been deceased. He was shot. I looked up an obituary matching Mr. Phillips' name. Moreover, I've contacted the people in regards to the matter, and I believe the people did of their own little research to ascertain the same. I have not been able to get a death certificate. I do have a request out, but all the information indicates, including the family members, that Mr. Phillips died via gunshot wound for a case that's currently active in Wayne County.
All right, so that means we need to do an order. Do we need to have the death certificate in order to do that, Madam Clerk?
Well, that's what normally happens, but if everybody wants to stipulate, if they want to just nolly profit out.
And Judge, we'll stipulate
right.
because we saw I've seen the obituary online, so that's fine.
Okay, all right, then the court will do an order in order to close the case out pursuant to Mr. Phillips being deceased.
So they want to nolly profit, right?
Yeah. Okay. Nothing further.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Parties on glass.
Ready.
Ready.
For the record. Calling people versus, is that Jolyn?
Yes.
Jolyn Marie Glass, this is case 19-3584. This is the date and time scheduled for sentencing. Appearances, please.
Good morning, Your Honor. Andrea McCray appearing on behalf of the people, P number 83698.
And good morning, Your Honor. Attorney Kevin Basant, P 71061, on behalf of Ms. Jolyn Glass, who's also present by Zoom video.
All right, good morning, Mr. Basant. Mr. Glass?
Good morning.
Oh, it's Miss Glass. Okay. Good morning, Miss Glass. How are you this morning?
I'm good.
All right. This is the time and place set for sentencing in this matter. Ms. Glass, do you consent to be sentenced over Zoom?
Yes.
Okay. Have the parties had an opportunity to look over their pre-sentence investigation report?
Yes.
We did, Judge. And
Are there any deletions, corrections, or additions?
Not on behalf of the people.
And not on behalf of Defense Counsel either, Your Honor.
All right, Ms. Glass, did you have an opportunity to look over the pre-sentence investigation report with your attorney?
Yes.
Is everything in the report true and accurate?
Yes.
Have the parties reviewed the sentencing guidelines in this matter?
Yes, Judge.
Yes, Judge.
Oh, wait, there aren't any. You
Right.
all said yes. Isn't this a misdemeanor?
Well, that's what I was gonna say, Judge. It's a misdemeanor, so technically there were no guidelines.
Right, okay. Okay, is there anything from the people?
No, Judge, we would just ask that you adopt the sentence agreement. I guess technically it's a plea to a reduced charge. So we would dismiss the carrying concealed weapon felony charge.
Okay. No objection from defense, I'm sure.
Yeah, no objection, Judge.
All right, so the defendant pled to purchasing a gun with, the defendant took a plea to purchasing a gun without a license, which is a 90-day misdemeanor. The court will follow the sentence agreement of 2 years probation. There is 5 days jail credit, is that correct?
Correct, Your Honor.
80 hours of community service, must forfeit the weapon to the arrested agency. Defendant may not own, possess, or use a gun during the period of the probation. And in addition, you must not change residence unless you first obtain written permission from the field agent. You must submit to a search of your personal property, including but not limited to your vehicle, residence, and computer, without the need of a warrant if the field agent has reasonable cause to believe you have items which violate the conditions of your probation. You must make genuine efforts to find and maintain legitimate employment of a minimum of 30 hours per week, unless engaged in an alternative program approved by the field agent. And you must provide ongoing verification of employment or alternative program to the field agent. You shall not give reason to be terminated or voluntarily terminate your employment or alternative program unless you first obtain written permission from the field agent. There's $53 in state costs, $75 in crime victims assessment. Court costs are $300. Miss Glass, are you working?
Yes, I am.
Okay. All right. The court costs are $300 and you must pay $30 per month supervision fee.
Judge, may I address condition number 9?
Condition number 9.
Yeah, condition number 9 about the supervision fees.
Yes.
Two things. Miss Glass is an Ohio resident. She's lived in Ohio during the time of the offense. This case is like 2 years old and she's still in Ohio. I believe page 2 of the evaluation mentioned that if the court is not going to order reporting probation, to mark her file allowing her permission to live in Ohio. So I guess so that the MDOC would know that she has permission to continue to reside in Ohio. But I would also ask, Judge, because this is a misdemeanor and Ms. Glass has had no contact with the law prior to this case, and she's had no contact with the law since this incident, since 2019, would the court consider a non-reporting probation, Judge?
Ms. Shaw,
Yes, Judge.
any thoughts on that?
Do you know what? I don't know what what is she going to be on probation for?
She's on probation for purchasing a gun without a license, which is a misdemeanor. And she
There's no
resides in
objections.
another- Pardon me?
There's no objections to non-reporting.
Okay. Then, yes, there's no problem with that, defense counsel.
Thank you, Judge.
Not reporting. In addition, it is for 2 years. So, Ms. Glass, once you complete your community service and you pay any court costs that you have and fines, you can petition the court to be off of probation halfway through, so it'll only be a year. We're supposed to be notified by the probation department that you're eligible for discharge from probation. But for if any reason you come up on the year, you can check with the probation department and see if that's going to be done. Otherwise, you can notify the sentencing court yourself, which is this court, and you can request to be discharged from probation early, as long as you have not had any violations in the immediate preceding 3 months. Okay, Ms. Glass?
Okay.
All right.
Was there any attorney fees, Your Honor? I heard the court, but
He was retained.
retained, okay.
He was retained. Let's see, anything else? What did I miss? I said 5 days jail credit. That's good, isn't it? It is my duty to advise you that you have right to request leave to appeal from the Court of Appeals to appeal your plea and sentence. If you're unable to afford an attorney to prepare post-conviction motions or perfect an appeal, this court will appoint an attorney for you at public expense and will provide that attorney with such portions of the transcript as that attorney may require to prepare the motions or an appeal. You are further advised that if you wish to file an appeal or motion, the request for an appointment of attorney must be made in writing and filed with the clerk of this court within 42 days of today's date. Because we are on Zoom, the clerk will email the advice of appellate rights form to your attorney, who will forward it to you. Does your attorney have permission to initial form on your behalf acknowledging your receipt of the form? Ms. Glass?
Yes.
Okay. This is a form that you must file with the clerk of this court within 42 days of today's date if you wish to appeal and need to have counsel appointed for you. If you do not wish to appeal, then there's no need for you to send the form in. Ms. Shaw, she's on non-reporting probation, but that she still needs to contact them. Is that correct?
That's correct.
All right, Ms. Glass, when we finish here today, you need to contact the probation department. Do you have a pen to write with?
Yes.
It is 313-456-4600. All right, anything further from the parties?
No, Judge.
Nothing from defense counsel, Judge.
All right, this matter is concluded.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. Have a good day. Have a good weekend.
Good morning, Mr. Parker. Are you on where? I know you have Reynolds, but your office has where as well. Oh, there's North.
I can't, I couldn't hear you. Who is the
I
client's
just was
name?
wondering if, are you on the Ware case as well as the Reynolds case?
No, I'm not. How do you spell where? Is it in my office?
Yes, it
Yeah,
is, W-A-R-E.
Yeah,
W-
excuse me, this is Earl Washington. Excuse me for
Okay.
interrupting, but I have Calvin Ware,
Okay,
Okay,
the
We're all
AOI.
set.
Uh-huh.
all right. Now, I noticed that it's Norris checking in.
I'm sorry, what did you say, Crystal?
Nor, N-O-O-R. I know he's in a facility.
Oh,
There's Mr. Noah right there.
I'm here, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you. His attorney's not here though, Mr. Castor.
Okay.
Okay, I just wanted to know if he was here,
He is.
because I got a note saying that he was gonna check in at 10. He's early.
Okay.
but now, Mr. Ware, it's the last time I was in court, he was in the Livingston County Jail. I'm not sure whether he was written to the Wayne County Jail as yet.
There is somebody on here, LRF hearings. Who is that? We can't hear you. Your phone is muted.
It's Octavius Hall, Your Honor.
Oh, okay. All right. Thank you. All right. That's not where.
Okay, so he's not here yet.
Well, I
think he's
don't
been
know.
ready.
He was ready.
Well, I got a note on the front of the file.
All right. Hold on a second.
Ready on Reynolds then?
Yes.
Okay.
Ready.
Everybody's ready. For the record, calling People versus Darren Thomas Reynolds. This is case 21-34901FH. This matter before the court is a final conference. Appearances, please.
Good morning, Your Honor. Andrea McCray appearing on behalf of the people.
Good morning. NDS Detroit by James Parker on behalf of my client Darren Reynolds. Your Honor, I don't see him on there, but I have been in contact with him. Can I waive his appearance? I'm going to ask for an adjournment on this. He has supplied me with some new paperwork, and we would like to make a motion to reconsider the gun board's decision.
The people have no objection to that at all.
You all hear me?
Now we can.
Okay, all right, so, what I just indicated is I'm assuming we were gonna go over the jury trial readiness form, but Mr. Parker has indicated that he has some additional information and he wants to submit to the gun board for reconsideration. Is that correct, Mr. Parker?
Yes, it is, Your Honor.
All right, and the court also waived Mr. Reynolds' appearance. All right, I will give you a new date and opportunity to get that to the gun board. How many matters do we have on June 18th?
You have 12 matters.
June 18th.
That'll be a good date, Your Honor. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. June 18th, free trial at 9 a.m. All right,
Have a
this
good
matter is concluded.
Thank you.
Who was that?
Mr. Rockine, who do you have? Good morning.
Good morning, Your Honor. I have Roman McBurrows.
With
The
me.
prosecutor is John Casey, who's present. Nice to see you, Judge.
Nice to see you as well.
Oh, a pretrial. All right, parties on McBurrow. Calling case 19-790001 FC, People versus Ramon McBurrow. This matter before the court is a pretrial. Appearances, please.
Good morning, Your Honor. John Casey, P number 56162, appearing on behalf of the people.
Neil Rockine, P number 48618, counsel for Ramon McBurrows.
Mr. McBurrow,
Yes, Your Honor.
please state your name for the record.
Ramon McBurrows.
All right, good morning, Mr. Is it McBurrow or McBurrows?
McBurrows.
All right, good morning, Mr. McBurrows.
Good morning.
All right, what are we doing with this case?
Well, Your Honor, I think we're just going to be putting it on the trial track. There was a plea offer made to Mr. McBurrows in exchange for a plea of guilt to delivery of a controlled substance causing death. We'd withdraw the habitual fourth offender notice. We'd agree to a sentence of 2 to 20 years.
Hold on a second, Mr. Case, I'm writing this down. Is that count one?
Yep, that's a sole count. Yep.
Okay, so a plea to count one.
Yep.
Go ahead, what are you dismissing?
Well, we'd withdraw the habitual notice, habitual fourth offender notice. We'd agree to a sentence of 2 to 20 years in the Michigan Department of Corrections. Mr. McBurrows, I believe, has 8 or 9 months credit coming for time spent locked up on this offense, which he'd be entitled to. His sentencing guidelines, as I calculate them, in the event that he was convicted as charged, I calculated at least 81 months to up to 270 months as a habitual. That's 6 years, 9 months on the low end, all the way up to 22 years, 6 months on the high end as a habitual. If you were to be found guilty of just delivery of a controlled substance less than 50 grams, never mind the death resulting, his guidelines on that I calculate to be 34 months to 67 months. 34 months being 2 years, 10 months, 67 months being 5 years, 7 months on the high end there. That's the offer that Mr. McBurrows has had for his considerations. My understanding that he's declining that offer.
Is that correct, Mr. Rockeye? Your client is declining that offer?
It is, Your Honor.
Okay, so that being the case,
But I just like to ask Mr. McBurrows a couple of questions, Your Honor, he's prepared to, just on the record, I just wanted to establish that he's aware of the offer. We've talked about it. He's aware of the potential consequences, and that he is, that's his decision and he's making it after being fully informed by counsel. May I do that, Your Honor, real quickly?
Sure.
Mr. McBurrows, you've heard the plea offer from Mr. Casey?
Yes.
And you're aware of the sentence agreement that the people would include as part of the plea and sentence agreement? In other words, that you'd be sentenced to 2 to 20 years in the Michigan Department of Corrections with credit for the time that you've already served. You understand that?
Yes.
And it is, you've had adequate time to talk about that plea offer with me and my office. Is that fair to say?
Yes.
And we've answered all of your questions about the offer, about the potential consequences if you were to go to trial, what you face if you're convicted, and what may happen if you're acquitted. Is that true?
Yes.
And you don't have any questions for me about this plea offer?
No.
And is it your decision to accept the plea offer, or is it your decision to reject the plea offer and proceed to trial?
It's my decision to reject the plea offer.
And proceed to trial?
Proceed to trial, yes.
And you're satisfied with our representation to date. Is that fair to say?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Judge, I don't have any other questions for Mr. McBurrows.
Okay, that being the case, my AA will send you a trial readiness form. And once you all receive that, make sure you indicate on there everything that it is requesting for you to do. I know that deals with any motions, it deals with witness list being filed. So I'm gonna give you an opportunity to get that done. And when we come back, This court always goes over the trial readiness form because inevitably,
Mhm.
just about every time, when I go over the form, I find out what was checked, was not done.
Mhm.
So, we are going to give you a new date. Today is the 14th. I'm gonna give you an opportunity to get this done. So I will give you, how many matters do we have on June 18th?
We have 13 now.
Okay, so that's a month from now, a little over a month. Average
Should-
now.
That should be just about enough time.
It should be. June 18th, pre-trial, June 18th. This is an old case.
And you're gonna make Mr. Casey and I talk, Judge. That's,
Yes,
Good
I
thinking.
am. I am gonna do that. Also, as I have been telling people that jury trials were supposed to start June 4th. Now we've been told jury trials are starting in July. July 11th or something along those lines. So let's hope that jury trials will begin in July. So, all right.
Thank you very
Anything
much.
further?
no, Your
Nope.
Honor. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Both of you have a good weekend.
You
You
too, Your
too.
Honor. Thank you.
Too,
Thank
Mr.
you.
McGraw.
Thank you, John.
You too, Your Honor.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
All right, bye-bye. Who's saying we're not streaming live? It's on here showing we're streaming live.
That's what Hope said. I don't know. She's saying, but that's what she said. We're not streaming. Might as well take a break for a minute.
All right, court needs to take a break. They're indicating we're not streaming live, so hold on.